Today we're talking about 4 tips to be productive in COVID. So we'll jump right into today's session. Now, with the lockdowns that we're facing, right, we're forced to spend more and more time at home. And I don't know about you, but this spending more time at home, it's caused me to be unproductive. It caused me to be demotivated. It caused me to be uninspired even. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about how we get back on track. Those feelings. Have you felt unproductive, demotivated, and uninspired, especially when this started? Did you feel this way? Did you feel like I did? But yeah, let's talk about how we can get back on track, or even better, how we can be even more productive and perform even better than before. Now, when this lockdown started, it wasn't easy, right? It wasn't easy at all. We didn't know what was going to happen. In fact, we still don't know what's going to happen until now. We just know that, there's this very contagious virus that there's no cure for. People are getting sick. People are dying. Businesses are closing, businesses are losing money, and a lot of other people are losing their jobs, and they're starting to run out of money, right? It's a very sad and depressing thought. And let me tell you, I was depressed as well for the first few weeks. And I still feel sad and depressed every now and then, that comes in phases. But after around 1 month, just watching Netflix and playing Animal Crossing, I told myself, I can't keep being like this. That's what I told myself. I can't change what's going on, right? So rather than allow myself to be of no use, I have to pick myself up and be productive. And that's the thing that we have to accept. We have to accept that things are bad, and we can't really do anything to change that. If we just focus on the things that we can't control, we will get extremely depressed. We will get unproductive, right? In order for us to be at our best, we have to take the time to talk to ourselves. We have to take the time to control our thoughts. We have to remind ourselves that we should focus on what we can do and just do our best at that. But that's not the only challenge we face, right? So to help you out, here are 4 tips that I prepared for you, okay? So let's start with tip number 1, all right? Tip number 1 is to make that mindset shift. Being stuck at home, it has its own set of challenges, right? We just, we don't feel like working, especially with the rest of the family at home at the same time, right? Maybe you have kids, and that has its own set of challenges. It's so hard to make that mindset shift from home mode to work mode. But it is possible with a couple of hacks. One of which is to have an environment specifically just for work. Maybe you have a room or even just a table, but keep it specifically for work and nothing else. That way your body will be able to associate that room or table with work, and it will be easier for you for your mind, right, to make that shift. And that's tip number 2, actually. Tip number 2 was create an environment specifically for work. Now, the other difficulty, the other challenge with having your family with you and being forced to stay at home is that they expect you to have time for them. More time, even, right? Your kids, they may expect you to play with them. Your significant other, they may want more attention. And when you're trying to juggle work with these kinds of demands, it gets really hard, right? It's so hard to make that mindset shift from, like I said, from home mode to work mode. And I find that by being intentional with your time, you can actually make this work. You can carve out time specifically for work and specifically for family. If you're with family, you want to be fully attentive, give them all your attention, but you have to also let them know that when you're at work, you're fully at work, you're giving it your full attention. It's a tough balance, but you'll have to find the best way to balance the two. Because you don't want your work, you don't want your family to get disrupted, right? So this leads us to tip number 3, which is like I said, be intentional with your time. That's very important. Lastly, in these times of high stress, it's very easy to get burned out, right? It's so easy for us to lose focus and get burned out. We need that rest without any stresses, without any worries about work or anything else, so that when we can get back to work or we get back to our family, we do so with full energy because we've rested. And that's my last tip for you. You know yourself best, you know, to find activities that will help you recharge and get that rest. But make sure to do those activities on a regular basis. Maybe you want to schedule them and find time for them. So that's my fourth and last tip for you. Get some rest. Just type this in the comment section down below, and this is a commitment to yourself in front of everybody. I will choose, so I will, make that mindset shift, or you will create an environment specific for work, or you will be intentional with your time, or you will get some rest. So I want you to make that commitment. Type that in the comment section down below. I hope these tips will be able to help you for the rest of this pandemic season, and even beyond that. Maybe these are tips that you can carry with you throughout everyday life. If this message made an impact, I would really appreciate it if you like this video, left a comment, and share this on your wall. Also, don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss any future episodes.